Good morning, and welcome to the Media Speaks Live Saturday morning news show. I'm D. Lake for Prez, David Lake, reporting for themediaspeaks.com. I'm joined this morning by Sam I.B. DeGangi, Sam of the Correct Views, and the band passing time, Samuel.
Greetings, unsettled souls. Welcome to the Saturday edition. Looks like it's just the two of us today, do you like?
Sure, yes it is. And first thing I wanted to bring up is the Hillary Clinton email scandal. Actually, last time you were on and you missed the past 2 weeks, snowboarding and doing other adventurous stuff or having computer issues like we kind of were this morning. But, I mean, the Hillary Clinton email saga has been in the news for over a month now. I have one theory that she brought it all on herself to get it all out of the way, try to clear her name. Earlier this week, she joked, mainstream reporters give Hillary Clinton a standing ovation after she takes no questions. Oh, a wonderful journalistic integrity on that one there. And she quipped, she joked about her email scandal, Sam, saying she's all about new beginnings, a new grandchild, a new hairstyle, a new email account, a new relationship with the press, no more secrecy, no more zone of privacy. After all, what good did that do for me, she says. Did you have any quick thoughts about that, Sam, before I reveal today's breaking news about Hillary
Well, I could
Clinton?
tell you this. If that had been her husband, he'd have pulled it off. Because that was the kind of slick Willyisms that got him through the entire time that he was in office. The thing is, she is not a likable, yuck kind of person. She doesn't have that kind of personality. People see her as the borderline sadistic teacher they had in school that used to whip you for chewing gum. Everyone knows exactly who this woman is. I think it's rather odd that in light of everything that she did, that this is what's bringing her down. But yeah, for those of you that are following this, be sure to hit the Media Speaks, because I know D-Lake has at least one posting on this. I have it mentioned twice in mine. The last one I did talks more about her being sued and the ramifications of that. But yes, what is today's breaking?
Well, we discussed last week about Representative Trey Gowdy sending a letter to Mr. Kendall, who's the attorney for Hillary Clinton. And yesterday, March 27th, was the deadline for her to turn over, emails relating to her time as Secretary of State and all that. Well, no copies of Clinton emails on server, lawyer says. An examination of the server that housed the personal email account that Hillary Rodham Clinton used exclusively when she was Secretary of State show that there are no copies of any emails she sent during her time in office. Essentially, Kyle, Mr. Gowdy says she just deleted everything. She wiped the server clean. She put it into the microwave, as Kyle suggested. Thus, there are no HDR22 at Clinton email.com emails from Secretary Clinton's tenure as Secretary of State on the server for any review, even if such review were appropriate or legally authorized, the lawyer said. The committee subpoenaed the server this month, asking Ms. Clinton to hand it over to a third party so it could determine which emails were personal and which were government records. Now, she did turn over 30,000 emails that she deemed appropriate to the State Department and deleted the other 30,000. And now it appears that she's wiped the entire server clean because as she joked with reporter Sam, she's just all about new beginnings and it's time for a fresh start. And that goes back to my theory. What a brilliant idea to get it all out of the way and everything's wiped clean and now I just need a new account. Oh, P.S. I'm going to run for president.
What's troubling is there are so many people that don't understand how many different ways what she did mattered. Not just because she could have gotten hacked, but also regarding any responsibility she had for the death of Stevens and the quagmire that is now Libya, which is a fallen state, thanks in part to what happened under her leadership as Secretary of State.
Oh, well, we came, we saw, he died. Referring to Gaddafi in Libya. We came, we saw, he died, Sam. And
replaced with people that make Adolf Hitler look like the kindly old man down the street by comparison. Some of the worst people extant today, they put in power in Libya.
Sam, a lot of people investigating the Hillary email Clinton scandal said that there could be well, it's not within the powers of Gowdy's select committee that's just going after information regarding Benghazi and, like you said, Stevens, but there was sort of like precedence, or there could have been evidence, we don't know, it's all been wiped clean, relating to her, the Clinton Foundation. And, everyone says, follow the money. Follow the money, Alex.
Well, it is her. It's her and Bell being sued. I think that needs to be underscored. Both her and Bell are being sued
for something to do with the foundation, not Benghazi.
That we know of, yeah, that we know of. And again, we don't know because of the destruction of everything.
Well, right. I mean, isn't the Associated Press and suing because they were submitting Freedom of Information Act requests for years and not getting any of that because it was housed on the private server?
This is something I can't believe that they didn't report even sooner, especially with the if that had been a Republican president doing that or an independent, they would have done everything in their power to make sure the whole world knew about them not getting the Freedom of Information Act requests all of that time. But she got a magical pass.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. It just seems like this was set up to look like a giant scandal. Then it all sort of goes away with legal talk and the lawyer. Ms. Clinton cannot make the emails public without the State Department's approval. Like, oh, she wants to make them public so bad. Mr. Kennedy said that if the State Department determined that any of the documents were classified, additional steps would be required to safeguard and protect the information. Ms. Clinton has said she had no classified information in her emails. Well, as long as she said she didn't have it, then I guess that makes it all okay.
And everything that she's done so far has been with this condescending smile and tone that you'd have to be it makes me wonder, like, if we're out here during the Saturday morning
her little looks and her condescending voice and attitude is so annoying.
And
that's
wonder
not sexist.
How anybody in the whole world could support this woman. Of all the clearly phony, corrupt, and conniving people to have such massive support, it's like somebody saying that they think Beyonce can sing. I just don't understand what they're listening to. People that are supporting Hillary Clinton, I can't understand what it is that they're supporting. And they can't either. She's female. Oh, the 90s were nice. They can't pinpoint a single reason why they support her either.
Did you hear about the words that you cannot say about Hillary Clinton, or you could be sexist?
Let me guess, bossy.
When it comes to reporting on Hillary Clinton, George Carlin's 7 words you can never say on television have turned into 12 words you can never say about a powerful politician. And the pro-Hillary group HRC Super Volunteers warned the New York Times. New York Times is Amy. No, I don't want to share this on Facebook. I just want to read the article, please. Close. Thank you, Daily Caller. Okay. Let me just scroll down to the following words that you better not say about Hillary when we're talking about her today. Okay, Sam? Because I don't want to get in trouble with her fucking super PAC. Polarizing. Calculating. Disingenuous. Oh, I think maybe you might have said that a minute ago, Sam. Insincere. Ambitious. That's close to bossy. Entitled. Overconfident. All sound like bossy. Oh, there she is. Hold on, Sam. I got to go to a screen share just for you, buddy. Hold on. Don't say this about Hillary, but it applies to Beyonce, because Beyonce is a confident black woman. Beyonce is a confident black woman, okay?
With
Beyonce
no talent.
is a weak black woman. Beyonce is a confident black woman. But don't say overconfident.
What? She sucks.
Secretive, another word you don't want to say about Hillary, and quote-unquote will do anything to win.
Well, they've been saying that Rand Paul has been ambitious, and that Rand Paul has been an opportunist. I wonder if opportunist is on the list for pointing out the obvious of what she's done.
represents the past. That sounds pretty close to saying she's old. You know what I mean? Out of
Or the
touch.
90s were great.
They didn't put quote unquote old on here for some reason, says the author of this article. They didn't put an elderly or ancient or grandma. Weird. Those would have been my contributions to the list. So y'all have been warned. Don't use any of those words to
Well, I
describe
don't
Hillary Clinton.
even mind old. I mean, Huckabee is old, but I mean, I don't think, well, I'm not going to vote for him. I don't think he'd be that bad of a president. Ron Paul was old. I mean,
Yeah. Is it bad to say that Ron Paul was, is it bad to say that Ron Paul was like old in a good way and Hillary is old in a bad way?
well,
Because
again, for all the
yeah,
people
because she's a woman. You don't talk about a woman's age, Sam.
that have who say Ron Paul was too old, the man started the Ron Paul Institute, and he's been doing great all these years. We could have had him in office, and he'd have been healthy and alive, and just like he is now. It's a pity.
All right. Well, we could
It's a
probably
damn dirty shame, as my dad used to say.
keep going on. Before I switch topics, Sam, I wanted you on last week when we were talking about Hillary Clinton and talking about the Bill and Hillary Clinton Foundation and them receiving what Rand Paul quoted as thinly veiled bribes from foreign countries. And some of those countries, well, she promotes women's rights. They actually are, you know, not very good on women's rights. But can you talk a little bit about China and the Bill and Hillary Clinton Foundation and that special relationship of money donations and projects and stuff like that?
It's not just the donations for the all the outsourcing, which both parties, Bush and Clinton, and Republican and Democrat, have been responsible for, of sending all of our jobs to China and giving them the massive leverage over us they have now. But let's remember that it was under Bill Clinton's watch that led to the taking of nuclear trade secrets from the U.S. to China by China. And one of the reasons that there could very likely be a mushroom cloud over a U.S. city, I always say someday, one of the reasons that we're looking at so many problems, not just militarily, but economically, all of that stems from what these monsters did the last time they had any kind of power at all. And then Mrs. Clinton gets power again, and Benghazi becomes a disaster. Every time a Clinton gets power, disasters happen. And those two in one foundation, I think anybody really understood the amount of influence, which is counter-influence to you listening, the amount of harm that is done to this country through that foundation would be staggering.
Right, and just one last final point I'd like to throw in is about Bill Clinton being the first gentleman when he's essentially the Bill Cosby of the White House. That's just a outlandish accusation. I'm just throwing it out there, but and all his orgy island flights with Mr. Epstein. But let's not talk about that. Let's discuss secret. Well, it's not secret. Special forces, excuse me, set to swarm southwest United States and operate undetected. Well, I guess that is secret. Among civilians in massive military exercise. Are you aware of Operation Jade Helm, Sam?
Yes, it's funny because when I think InfoWars was talking about this, they had said that the areas listed as problem states or dangerous states like Texas and Southern California.
Yeah, they were looking at a map here. Texas, Utah, and Southern California, the arrow pointing like right to my house. I live in the insurgent pocket. The red states are hostile, Sam. The blue states are permissive. The brown states are uncertain, leaning hostile, and light blue is uncertain, leaning friendly. So Arizona is just caught in the middle of this, but they're leaning friendly. But New Mexico, on the other hand,
that didn't alarm me as much because it's. I'll tell you what started worrying me later on. You've already hinted at it. That, I think, God bless InfoWars because they let me post there so often, especially now that I've left Facebook and joined Tumblr.
Hmm.
Um, I didn't agree with them on this. I think it's kind of like if you and I are going to play paintball and we section off an area as, you know, hostile territory. I think that since they're setting this up as a war game, they need to know what it is that the parameters of the quote unquote game are. So you need certain areas to be quote unquote hostile territories
Hmm.
if you're going to trade. I don't have a problem with that at all. What I
I
do have a
think
problem with,
I think that's a really excellent way to look at it. And all this week in the news, you're right. It was Infowars that brought this to the forefront. They were having their links and their points of discussion posted to the Drudge Report, but that encouraged all other media outlets to demonize and call them ultra right-wing conspiracy nuts. Soldiers armed with blank rounds will operate in and around towns in Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California, Nevada, Utah, and Colorado for 8 weeks. The so-called realistic military training has some residents fearful the drill is a preparation for martial law.
and
And
that is my worry to some
yeah,
degree.
and that's where Infowars is coming from too, because they're saying this is part of the slow creeping, incremental frog in the pot situation that we've been in for quite some time now. Um, Let me scroll down and read this. Headlines like Freedom Outpost Operation Jade Helm, military trains for martial law in American Southwest abound across the right-leaning blogosphere, and Infowars warns that Jade Helm is simply, quote, an effort to test the effectiveness of infiltration techniques. They're having Delta Force, Navy SEALs, with the Army, trained to basically take over. Infowars' Alex Jones said Sunday. Texas is listed as a hostile sector, and of course we are. We are defending the Republic. The Houston Chronicle reports that among the planned exercises, soldiers will attempt to operate undetected among civilian populations. Residents, in turn, will be asked to report suspicious activity in order to gauge the effectiveness of the soldiers. So we're relying on civilians to be able to test the ability to what? Recognize if someone is new to the area, someone they don't recognize doing something suspicious. Sam, this is the part that I have a problem with. Is okay, are these guys going to grow their hair out, grow beards, grow beer bellies, wear sandals, go to Southeast by Southwest? How do they plan to infiltrate a neighborhood undetected and then do suspicious stuff? If you see some guy that looks like an MMA fighter with a jarhead crew cut, I mean, obviously he's a fucking Navy SEAL.
That and it's
And what
going
kind of
to
suspicious activity is he going to be doing? Walking around cars all creepy, trying to carjack people, or what?
well, it also does it's counterproductive in that the average person now is going to be less likely to report something because there's all these war games going on around them. Instead of, I think, heightening people's awareness to look around them and be, very, very careful of what one's surroundings are. Now, people that would report something are going to be less likely to do so. And these are the kinds of things. This isn't like, your neighbor carries a trash bag into his house, so you think he's birched somebody. This could be something that maybe does stand out a little bit, and people are going to want to get even less involved after hearing about this.
Mm.
So people are going to be less vigilant.
Sam, but does training to blend in undetected with the American population help us in the Middle East or any other country?
Well, they're
We're
saying that that's what the
blending in
terrorists are going to do. So if this study finds out that people aren't astute enough to notice the signs when it's the military in disguise, then they won't be astute enough to notice the signs when it's a terrorist in charge. And I understand that. But the the fact that the cat is out of the bag now, I think it would be better if they would just address these things instead of carrying on in such a way that makes people like me that originally weren't all that surprised by it take a second look. The amount of time, the amount of secrecy that still surrounds it. I think there's so much money tied up in it now they just feel like they have to do it maybe. But if it was a good idea, and I concede it may have been, its time is not here. It's gone. It's blown, and now it's just doing the opposite of what they want.
Well, how do you feel about drills and exercises coinciding with real-world events? When the events of 9/11 happened, a training drill with the exact same parameters of planes hitting buildings was part of an exercise. So exercises can be cover fire for terrorist attacks, and
And
falsified terrorist
that's
attacks to
alarming.
look like they come. Yeah.
That worries me for two reasons, D. Lake. I'll tell you why. One is that it's not infrequent that happens. It's a very common occurrence that the disaster that happens usually is right after a training exercise of the exact
Or
same
the exact
scenario.
same time. Yeah, exact same time
The other
scenario.
thing that's frightening is you do want the people that are supposed to be in charge of our safety to whatever degree they really are.
Mm-hmm.
You want them to be prepared. So you do need drills. You do need training exercises. So that line there is where you begin to wonder, is this a training exercise or is this another opportunity for them to post the flag post of the false flag, so to speak? And like you said, it happens so often.
And I mean, yeah, so they're going to...
Tell people a couple of the instances, if they're new to this, what we're talking about with the number of times that there's been a training exercise just prior to the actual event.
9/11, 7/7/7 in London. What else? I mean, the Boston Marathon bombing. All the people there were
That was the most recent one that comes to mind. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so like these guys in their training drill are going to be like defusing fake bombs, but and then like seeing how many residents notice these suspicious characters doing, and then if the civilians foil the plot, then essentially the military exercise went bad. The only way that the military exercise will go good, according to the way that it's set up, is if they do in fact infiltrate and get away with their fake or pseudo mission. But when you have these training drills going on at the same time, if a real world event happens, then people get all confused, like 9/11. Is this a drill or real world? Real world or drill? We got a drill going on, but now something real world is happening, and all the communications get scrambled, and we don't know what the fuck. So could an 8-week Operation Jade Helm? So could an 8-week Operation Jade Helm be just cover fire for a massive incident that could probably take place in Texas? I mean,
in 8 weeks, I mean, they're setting themselves up too, because now that people know about it, if there was a lone wolf, which I think is much more rare than they say, if there is a lone gunman situation or something like that, they're going to be more prone to want to do it now because it will look like the government did it. This is a bad idea for a number of reasons.
They're also going to be flying like helicopter fleets and Chinooks and Blackhawks and letting off blank rounds and using certain terrain found in Texas and Utah, New Mexico, because it sort of resembles like the Middle East or something like that, so that, just like when they were driving the tanks in St. Louis, this will get us, we have to refresh these guys on how to drive a tank. And we can't drive them around our military outposts. No, we have to drive them around your neighborhood. I mean, come on. Special ops for years have trained off-post, where they go out and have folks that are role players out on the economy, said the Army intelligence veteran. They'll have a scenario they'll be following, and they'll interact with those role players as if they're in another country. Why can't they just go to the drill in another country? I mean, I don't know. Forget it.
Either that, or why is it that you can't do something where the local residents have some kind of say in whether or not they want this there? I think that would be...
Oh, no, the residents are civilians, Sam. They don't have any say. They don't have a say in it.
They don't say anything anymore, which I think is Maybe we should have a drill about why. Well, I mean, you mean to tell me we don't have any places in all of America that has conditions, something like Iraq, that the country just legally owns to practice in?
They do, and it's in Texas, and they'll pay off the mayor to go use that land and property. I mean, feds own all the land already, anyways. I mean, ask Bundy about his Bundy's cattle ranch is going to be a military training outpost now. You know what I mean?
That's been they've harassed that man for so long.
Mm-hmm. Did you see the news this week, Sam? About Sammy, are you there?
I mean,
okay, I think I froze up a little bit. Did you see the news this week about Bo Bergdahl being charged with being a deserter?
I think he was a deserter. I really do.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean,
especially
he wasn't conscripted. He wasn't drafted. He joined. So I mean, this is going to be bad for him. He wasn't forced into the army. We don't have that in this country. So he's going to have an awful hard time explaining this.
yeah, especially after he was relieved from the Coast Guard. You know, now they're trying to outline all the torture and stuff that he went through while he was with the Taliban in their custody, care and custody, I should mention, because from some of the footage I saw, it looked like he was having a pretty good time. Or I mean, I don't want to put it that way, but I do want to mention that everyone please check out my special reports about Bo Bergdahl's fake parents. It's been over a year, and we still haven't seen a reunion with his dad, who speaks perfect Arabic, in the Rose Garden with President Obama, Bob and Janie. Not everyone agrees with me. I don't think Sam agrees with me on that, but it's just my personal opinion. Okay, Bo Bergdahl charged with desertion. House Speaker John Boehner said Army sergeant, and he got that promotion to sergeant from private while he was in being held captive. He is, quote, innocent until proven guilty. After the U.S. military charged him with desertion and misbehavior before the enemy, but emphasized in an exclusive interview with CNN's Dana Bash that he was more concerned about the circumstances of his release. So Boehner's concerned about the release for the 5 top terrorists from Guantanamo Bay.
I'm concerned about both.
I am too. And Bo Bergdahl left his post in Afghanistan before being captured and held captive for 5 years. And people that were in his platoon and people that were in the Army at that time have come out to say that, yes, he left his post. He left a letter behind. He was in search of someone that spoke English so that he could communicate with the Taliban. He wanted to, essentially be on their side. And then next thing you know, after he disappeared, not only did U.S. military soldiers lose their lives looking for the guy, the Taliban's attacks and IED attacks became much more sophisticated, much more perfect timing, much more know exactly where to detonate, much more strategic. And where did they get that information, Bo Bergdahl? If Bo Bergdahl conspiring with the enemy led to death of any American soldiers, then that guy should get the death penalty.
I could see, or at least, at the very least, be looking at no less than 25 years. I mean, the man joined 2 branches of the armed forces, got thrown out of one, and deserted the other one. And our president gave away 5 real terrorists in exchange for him, not the imaginary ones that are in America and that we're training to find in Texas, but the real ones. We gave him away for a man who deliberately. I almost wonder if they know that maybe he was doing something and they needed to get him out of there before he actually harmed himself or others.
Mm-hmm. And if you go back to right before the release, it was just weeks after. Some official over there was giving away CIA secrets about personnel, or so some newscaster mentioned the head of the CIA, or somebody's cover got blown, and they had to I mean, what Bo Bergdahl could have been a CIA asset for all we know, right?
Well, I would hope somebody would have broken that by now. But yeah, that guy hadn't thought of that. But more than that, I think he may have been trying to be a traitor, and we want to know what he knows.
Exactly. Senator Lindsey Graham, the Republican from South Carolina, meanwhile lambasted the unevenness of Obama's swap for 5 Taliban prisoners for Bergdahl. Quote, "I wouldn't have done this trade for a Medal of Honor winner," he told CNN. "No military member should expect their country to turn over 5 Taliban commanders to get their release. Nobody should expect that. It's not the nature of his service that drives my thinking. It's just the illogical nature of the swap." So he's just more concerned about the swap. Some members of Bergdahl's platoon have criticized him, labeling him a deserter. "I was pissed off then, and I'm even more so now with everything going on," former Sergeant Matt Verkanat, a member of Bergdahl's platoon when he went missing on June 30th, 2009, told CNN last year. "Bo Bergdahl deserted during a time of war, and his fellow Americans lost their lives searching for him." Like I was saying, that is the punishable offense. I mean, but it's just like Hillary. It's like they'll find some legal way around the shit, you know? Obama announced Bergdahl's release to fanfare in the White House Rose Garden, flanked by the Army sergeant's parents, Bob and Jenny, who he still hasn't reunited with, who we've never seen a picture of them together in the same picture. D-Lake says they could be the fake parents. D-Lake's the only one fucking saying it, but you never know. CIA assets, you never know. Crisis actors. His hometown of Haley, Idaho, canceled the fucking parade. They had the parade planned, but they canceled it amid security concerns. Oh, yeah, security concerns? I think it was amid the fact that they couldn't get Bob and Jenny and Bo in the same fucking room together. Anyways, Sam, I don't want to exhaust this topic, but do you have anything more to say about Bo Bergdahl, and what do you think should be the outcome of his desertion charges? Because I think it still has to go to like a grand jury style. He faces a procedure similar to a grand jury that will, whether charges are appropriate, that will, nice writing style, CNN. He could face court-martial proceedings, Sam. How do you feel about that? Oh, Sam, what the hell? Sam, you just dropped out. Okay, thank you, everyone. Welcome to the D-Lake for Prez show. Sam just dropped out. I don't know what happened. Am I still going? Yeah, we got disconnected. Now it's just the D-Lake for Press show. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Let me just set up to play this clip. If you'll give me just a second. No, I don't even know if I have a second. Okay, like I said, it's the D-Lake show. Sam.
I was given the boot. Thank you, YouTube that never works thanks to Google anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to set up to play this video, but I'm not set up to do that today. But I was panicking when I saw that you got dropped out. Thanks, Google. Thanks a lot, pal. Anyway, Sam, I was going to you for your final thoughts about Bo Bergdahl and the upcoming proceedings that are going to...
I'm really excited to see where this
potentially. He's been charged with desertion, but, you know, being charged with it, now we have to have a case.
I, for one, am very excited about it because I think that this has been a long time coming. There's been a lot of us for a long time that have wanted to see where this was going to go. We know for sure that he either deserted and joined the enemy or deserted and was captured by the enemy. But the amount of interest in getting him back, and Obama had to have, even if he suspected half of the backlash that he actually got, then it shows that there was some major interest in getting this guy back. And I'm quite interested to see what it is, because to me it looks like we should have let him rot.
And Obama actually went around Congress to do this trade himself. So, I mean, it's kind of one of those weird things that it's all on him. Because, I mean, had he taken the idea of trading 5 Taliban members for Bo Bergdahl, who, I mean, Michael Hastings, that was, is that his name? The news reporter?
Yeah.
Okay. That was, died in a suspicious fiery car explosion. Anyways, he reported in Rolling Stone that this guy, he reported all the news from the platoon members that this guy was essentially a deserter, Congress could have known that, first thing. I mean, he wasn't a Medal of Honor winner. He was, potentially a deserter. Hastings was bringing that out, long ago, and maybe that's part of the reason why Obama just went ahead and did this on his own executive authority, didn't take it to Congress. How do you feel about that?
We'll never know because of the mysterious way that Hastings died. But I know that if the man's a traitor, I would imagine he would get all the support in the whole world you could ever get from Obama.
Yeah. And did you see the smile on Obama's face when Bo's faked out Bob was claiming the White House essentially for Allah and Islam? And he was speaking perfect Arabic, saying that, all praise is due to Allah, and that this land is now, under Muhammad or some crap. I mean, nothing against the religion, but, I mean, this is America.
It was an inappropriate speech.
I thought it was inappropriate. That's a good way to put it.
Especially for the son who was a traitor. I mean, if he'd been like this great...
But his dad's growing the beard, being a Taliban sympathizer, and being like a... Yeah, I just don't trust it, man. I just don't... the whole thing gives me a bad vibe. I don't like it.
The father made it worse. The father made it much worse.
Obama was all smiling like, God, all praise due to Allah. I like that talk. Ooh, here, let me rub on Janny's ass. Did you see Obama getting all frisky with Janny Bergdahl?
No, that I missed. Do you have it?
So, yeah, I did a report about it last year, but this whole case is taking forever. I don't know how we can push through the Mike Brown case so fast, but this one takes so long. But anyways, Sam, did you have any science news today?
That I do.
Sam, science. It's the science. Oh, we don't have the theme song. Science. Sam, do the science. Thank you, Sam. Sam, do the science, Sam. Okay.
No, that's a song. Kyle will be proud. Natureworldnews.com, excuse me. Old and dusty galaxies grew up stunningly fast, say experts. I like this because there's some question about the age of the universe and how quickly it's expanding, and this seems to very quietly go against everything else that they already stated as fact. Researchers have discovered that soon after the Big Bang, some of the first galaxies may have been in a rush to make stars. That's at least the case for A1689-ZD81, an ancient galaxy that's incredibly long way from Earth, so far away that we are seeing it from the universe as a mere 7-million-year-old child. In other words, it takes so long for the light to get to us that the light that we're seeing now is light that left when the entire universe was only 700 million years old, which would be like a toddler in terms of this kind of science. It says you're probably familiar with the concept of light years. Some stars and other celestial bodies are so far away from the Earth that it takes their light millions, if not billions, of Earth years to reach our planet. That's why some of the stars that we see in the sky may have long since disappeared. They may already be dead. And what we are seeing is actually more like a recap of the universe's history. And that's the case of this one, and it is only reaching us now with the help of gravitational magnification from a spectacularly dense and massive, although far younger, galaxy cluster known as Abell 1689. It says it was first noticed by astronomers using the Hubble Space Telescope. That was more than worth the money put into it. And this is based on the position near what is reportedly the oldest part of the universe. It was long thought to have been one of the very first galaxies ever formed, helping usher out a time called the Dark Ages when the stars existed. So, what they're finding out is the speed of which all of this was made. It did not necessarily take millions and billions of years to do this evolution the way that we've always been told that it has. It says, using the state-of-the-art equipment like the European Southern Observatory, very large telescope, and the Atacama Large Millimeter Submillimeter Array, researchers were able to properly see this ancient galaxy for the first time. And it's estimated to actually be 13.1 billion years old, meaning the universe was only 700 million years old when it existed. It says astronomers are convinced that the galaxy wasn't born earlier than they thought. Instead, a harsh childhood may have simply matured. In other words, the belief that universes had just sprung into existence and galaxies were slow and cumbersome creations is no longer the case. That's pretty much the teachings of today's news from the science front, everyone. It's a lot closer to the way that many religions had said that it happened, as opposed to the tiresome and cumbersome trudging along that we see now. So, what do you think, D-Lake? Do you think that galaxy's even still around, or is it poof?
Oh, I think it's awesome, and it encouraged me to bring up this link that I just saw last week. A stunning new 1.5 billion pixel photograph of Andromeda galaxy released.
Wow, looks like a bull's head.
It's a NASA photo from the Hubble Space Telescope that you were just talking about. Has been used to photograph the Andromeda galaxy. What's amazing about this open image in new tab? Let's see if we can make this big.
I wonder what that little bright spot is. I bet you it's something huge.
Yeah, right.
It's got to be a whole galaxy.
Look at that. Okay, just oh, I'm blowing up everything.
The Andromeda galaxy is so much bigger than ours too.
You can see an overview of the image below, but that doesn't do the full image justice. Most monitors display less than 2 million pixels, so when you look at the whole image, you are probably losing almost 99.9% of the resolution. Take full advantage of the effort, NASA and the European Space Agency, the ones that landed they landed that satellite on the meteor. Remember that? Not too long ago.
Yes, loved it.
They have both contributed to this image. You need to go to the Hubble site where it is possible to zoom into patches of the galaxy, seeing the extraordinary detail come to life every time you click. What may have seemed like a singular star is revealed as a dense cluster or a giant surrounded by hundreds of others too faint to make out in the wider view. So, I mean, when you really start zooming in on this, you're seeing like...
That's that white thing I was thinking about. There you go.
It's just awesome, right?
Massive size. And again, it dwarfs the Milky Way galaxy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, my computer monitor is not like super. It doesn't have 1.5 billion pixels on my screen resolution.
You need to put that as like the backdrop for a sticker. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be wicked, right? I'll put passing time over the top of it. You have any of those stickers right there, Sam?
Yes, we do.
Thanks for your science news, Sam. If you could take a couple of those out and do a quick Sticker Junkie promo, that'd be great. My boss was like, what are these passing time stickers I'm on? He's promoting us on the show, okay? I need a full commercial here, Sam.
If you don't really know for sure what you want with your stickers, I did this in Photoshop. I just went ahead and I used the liquefy option and made this logo. D-Lake has turned all of those into these. And I think my favorite is the black and blue, although our drummer Nick is leaning also to the red. But yes, go to stickyourjunkie.com and let them know, hey, I have an idea for a sticker. Kind of draw it out, see what you can do, and then let Sticker Junkie work their magic. You'll be happy that you did, and you'll end up with amazing stickers like these passing time stickers that I can't get back in the bag, but that I am going to be selling at our merch table repeatedly now. We're playing on May 1st at a place called Buzzbin for First Friday. It's going to be one of the biggest musical events of the entire summer, and we are on it, so you'll be seeing Sticker Junkie stickers there as well.
Awesome, awesome. That's good to hear. You can make your own stickers and say whatever you want on Sticker Junkie, like Sam said. If you have artwork, you can choose your size and shape. See all our amazing sizes and shapes: die cuts, kiss cuts, circles, squares, rectangles, whatever you want. Upload your artwork. If maybe let's say you don't have a whole lot of money, 100 stickers start at only $25. Make stickers now. Let me click the link here. You're watching me do this in real time. Loading the sticker generator, which is so awesome. Here it comes. Type your sticker text here. Sure, why don't I? Passing time. And that looks pretty plain. Let's pick a new font, Sam. Oh, no.
See, I didn't do it that way, so it's even cooler than I thought.
Yeah, so, I mean, on Sticker Junkie, you can do it this way, or you can upload your own artwork. Okay, let's make the tagline. I don't know. Where are you on SoundCloud or Reverb or some crap like that? I don't know. You get the point. You can add your own custom tagline. You can center it. You can make it bigger. You know, the whole thing is so awesome. Anyway,
Now,
Sam,
who drew the
thanks
monkey?
for.
Who drew the monkey? I want to know.
I'm sorry, what?
Who drew the monkey? The
Me.
Sticker Junkie monkey.
Yeah, I made the Sticker Junkie monkey.
Did you? I wondered who made him.
Did he know? Did he know that that was the second incarnation of the Sticker Junkie monkey? Because the first incarnation got us a cease and desist letter from Paul Frank, the artist Paul Frank, if you're familiar with his work.
Why?
Because our monkey looked just a little bit too much like his monkey, but then next thing you know, he started making his characters have X'd out eyes and look like our monkey after he sent the letter.
You
Fucking
should
bastard.
send him a letter.
That's okay. He's Paul Frank.
I don't know who it is, but okay.
I could look it up real fast, but it's no big
It
deal.
does sound
Hey,
like
Sam,
are we going into entertainment? Is Paul Frank our entertainment?
well, I can start there. Have you seen anything good recently, Sam?
I've been watching a lot of just the regular old Tales of the Unknown, that kind of thing. I love to watch those kinds of things. I've seen a lot of those lately. I did see a creepy old Twilight Zone. For those of you that like the old TV shows like that, about this little boy that got a phone that allowed him to talk to his dead grandmother, and that was creepy. That was cool. I liked it. And also entertainment. It's a little bit older now in the entertainment section, but I hadn't got a chance to get to it, having been gone and then Facebook dying on me. Daniel Van Bargen, the tough guy actor, died at the age of 64. Oh, no, I've got them wanting to get me to buy something. No, I don't want to buy anything. I do not want to buy anything. Don't go to the site for this, that's for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Can you hear me, Sam? Because all my stuff is kind of like freezing right now. Can you hear me, Sam? Hey, Sam, can you hear me, buddy?
I ended up with an awful ad, but yeah, I don't want to go back to that site again. But for sure, one of the great tough guy actors there died. Do not go to the site, whatever you do. I've got this thing that tried to download a virus onto my computer and set off a whole chain of events. So, yeah, don't go to the site if I screen shared it. But unfortunately, Bargain no longer with us. What do you got, D-Like?
Everything is freezing. Can you hear me, Sam?
Oh, everything froze on my end too.
Okay.
We're still live. I still have the little. Don't tune out. This isn't the unprofessionality of Sam and David Lake. It's the unprofessionality of what Google has done to YouTube.
Very unprofessional. Thank you, Google. Are you working, Google?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay, it's going to be funny to see how much of this comes
There you
through.
go. There you are.
How much of this comes through in the final production. Thank you. It looks like I'm back. I had to close everything all like an emergency.
I hate Google.
Yeah, we're gonna have to search new platforms. We're also gonna have to set an alarm for Kyle to get on the show in the
We
morning.
did good without him, I think. I mean, we needed him though. We needed him. We really did. But we didn't kill the show. Google tried to make us kill the show, and we didn't. We did well.
I think we did pretty good. A new picture was released of Ryan Reynolds in his Deadpool costume, and he's laying on a bearskin rug in front of a fire like he's Burt Reynolds back in the 70s or something. It's pretty funny, and he looks a lot like the comic book version of Deadpool, so I'm pretty excited for that. More stuff is coming out, even more and more stuff. Too much stuff to show you, Sam, because I know you don't like spoilers, but the Avengers Age of Ultron movie this summer is going to be epic and amazing. And they just had a new video showing some more of Quicksilver running, Scarlet Witch doing witch stuff, and mystical powers or whatever. And I think that's exciting to me. Anyways, what else has come out this week in entertainment news? You know, I spend a lot of time watching AMC Movie Talk and different movie reviews, that sort of thing. Right now, Sam, they're having on AMC, they're having an animated movie madness championship with a bracket. They do it like college basketball or whatever. They got like a 32 movie bracket of the top animated movies, the top 32, and then they battle one another until it gets down to the final four, and then two, and then a winner. What would you say is your top pick for best animated movie of all times, Sam?
Oh.
Off the top of your head. I can tell you right now some of the leaders.
The original Guyver comes to mind. The Guyver. It was an anime character, anime artwork, and that was excellent. Very, very underrated. The Guyver.
Akira was in the top 32, and a few of the Miyazaki movies. I know the movie Guyver that you're talking about. It didn't make it into the final 32.
Is that one of his though?
There was a lot of good animators that didn't make it in, but Lion King is a big leader right now. All three Toy Story movies are in the contest. We're already into the second round, so we're down to 16 right now. Incredibles is still in there. Nightmare Before Christmas is still in there.
Vampire Hunter D should be in there.
Yeah, it didn't make it into the top 32. Vampire Hunter D, I like that one. Sam, you like all these old animated movies that weren't like summer blockbusters or anything, but you're kind of like me. I mean, there's no Batman animated movies on there anywhere. Come on. There's no
Dark
DC
Knight
animated movies on there.
Dark Knight was excellent.
Well, they can't compete with the Disney movies or the Pixar movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't think that computer animation and drawing animation should be compared together. I think I think it's kind of like the music post I did the other day. You have amazing musicians such as Chet Atkins or whatever, and then you have amazing producers like Skrillex. You can't really say that Skrillex sucks, and you can't say that Skrillex is a great musician. I think it's different. It's a different art form, and I think you run into that with computer animation. Computer animation and drawing are two different art forms, and I think they both deserve respect, but I don't think they should be judged the same.
I think they're similar, and still in the race is Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, which actually has a leg up because it's sort of not.
Ain't that also some claymation?
Because that's like claymation or stop motion animation.
Yeah, stop motion. So I mean, again, that's another art form.
And Wallace and Gromit, which is kind of similar claymation, stop motion, was in the running but got knocked out by I forgot what knocked it out, but that was a tough call. There's a lot of tough calls. I mean, what's better? What was in the last one? Monsters Inc. or some of them are pretty tough calls, but they have it set up so you can go to their website and cast your vote. I casted my votes for my pick in the tournament, and the tournament is continuing till we have a final winner. I predict, not that I think it's the best, but I predict the winner will be either one of the Toy Story movies or The Lion King. Based on, but see, I'm not basing it on my personal favorites. I'm basing it on general population consensus. So
I won't be very impressed if either one of those make it, but okay.
Okay. Well, just letting you know that that's going on. Everyone check out AMC.
I liked it till you said that. Such a Toy Story wins. There's no surprise if that's gonna. It's like the spoiler in the movie. You can just see it.
Well, that's
And
one of the things.
don't watch trailers. You know how the movie ends. They do it so many times.
Uh,
Trying to bomb the biggest building in the world, and then it shows you the biggest building in the world blowing up, and you're like, well, I know it blows up somewhere, or at least a flashback of it. Bam, ruined. I hate it.
do you want to discuss the worst trailers that you've ever seen?
Oh, the
What's a
last
trailer?
time,
What's a trailer that just gave away way too much of a movie for you? Name one.
the last two Alien movies, the last two, Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection, both. No, I'm sorry. Well, I see. I don't want to count Prometheus that way. Yeah, Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection, way too much.
The trailers just showed you way too much.
Especially Alien Resurrection. You might as well just watch the movie when you watch the trailer. I was very upset.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was kind of going for. Like, what's a trailer? Name a trailer that ruined the movie by just giving you too fucking much.
That's one of them. I would also argue most of the diehards.
Yeah, you already know he's gonna jump off that building at some point, right?
The best ad for a movie I've ever seen was The Exorcist. All it did was play the theme song and show the house. And it showed the priest standing in front of it. He just looks up at the house, and then it ends. That's an ad. That is an ad. It just draws you in.
Yeah, back in the old days, they could just show you like just a shark's fin and be like ding 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 ding.
And I think that the best movies still do
Go see the movie.
I think the best movies still show the least in the ads. I think
I give a sense of what's going to happen, but not.
I'm afraid to
here's the
even watch Star Wars. I really don't even. I haven't watched any of the Star Wars ads. I'm afraid to.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I remember episode 1, like every little fucking back then, like every little trailer I had to see, like any.
Well, I did on that
glimpse
one.
into what it was going to be, but that's an example of a trailer that had me way more fucking hyped up than the movie. I like saw Darth Maul. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? This movie's going to be awesome.
I liked everything about it except Binks.
Jar Jar Binks?
I hate him.
You love Jar Jar Binks. Who doesn't?
I hated that character.
You loved him. Hey, Sam, it looks like you're wearing a Boba Fett shirt. Can you show that off a little bit?
Yeah, Boba Fett. I got it from my friend, actually Mike McLaughlin, show sponsor.
Oh, awesome, man. Did you happen to hear in movie news that after Star Wars 7, The Force Awakens, the following summer, I believe, there's going to be the first Star Wars spin-off movie, and it has been titled Star Wars Rogue One, and it could possibly follow the story of the bounty hunters and the X-Wing pilots or something.
Be about time.
Some kind of Magnificent Seven type crew obtaining. It could be like a midquel, like not a prequel, not a sequel, somewhere in the middle, about how they obtained the plans to destroy the Death Star in Star Wars 4: A New Hope. And how do you feel about Star Wars doing spin-off movies like that?
Please, I'm hoping there's more bounty hunter and Boba Fett boss Greedo kind of things in the new Star Wars. Yes, bring it on. Bring it on, yes.
Oh, you want to see IG-88 in there and Bosk?
Oh, yeah. You know it. I want to go back to the cantina a few more times for sure. That's Sam's movie right there.
Yeah, I want to see Hammerhead and Walrus Man get their proper due, because they were sitting there in the cantina, and that other furry guy with the weird straw mouth, that guy and a bunch of eyes, like that guy, I forgot his name, but Walrus Man and Hammerhead definitely need more time in the spotlight.
I forgot about Hammerhead. Yeah.
He was one of the best action figures. He
was.
His arms were so skinny that they were kind of bendable, and you could put other characters in the headlocks.
Yeah, it had those creepy
Yeah.
feet.
Oh yeah, he had those big like tree stump feet or whatever. I don't
Yeah,
know. Yeah,
I
it was really
might
weird.
still have him somewhere around here. Anyway, we probably bored our listeners to death, but not if they like creepy Star Wars
Dude,
movies.
if we're talking about Star Wars, I'm sure there's someone out there that is gonna find this the most fascinating shit. You know how
Leave
many
a
Star
comment.
Wars fans there
Leave a
are?
comment. We'll promote you on the next Saturday edition. Say I know
Yeah,
who. Say I heard about the bounty hunters. Leave it in the comment line.
yeah. Enter code word Boba Fett, and you will receive $10 off your stickers at Sticker Junkie.
Hell yeah! There you go.
Sam, who are your favorite music producers of all time? I'm curious to know.
Oh, old school
RZA?
would probably be Les Paul because he was the one who created that multi-layering. Trent Reznor probably for changing the clarity of music to such a wonderful degree. And
Uh-huh.
in modern times, Skrillex produces things very well. He has a knack for putting 50 things going on at one time, and they're all clear. Also, Loveday from he's passed on. I think he died of pneumonia. But the most amazingly produced CD ever, Eon's Void Dweller. You can listen to it from beginning to end and just be in awe of the man. I also like Luke Van Aker from Front 242.
Hmm. I can't believe you didn't mention the RZA from Wu-Tang Clan, Sam, but that might be a little bit out of your arena of musical taste.
I like Ron Swenson, who did Plasmatics too.
Oh man, what about musical artists though? I mean, separate the producer from the artist. Who are some of your favorite acts or artists?
uh,
Would you
I would,
separate acts from artists? I mean,
yeah,
because
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, definitely Tom Morello, Randy Rhoads, Nevik Ogre, uh, Judas Priest, Arch Enemy, Children of Bodom. Absolutely, all of them must see live. Must see them live. Oh, I was asked once if I could have any dead musician alive, who would it be? And I
yeah.
picked either Mozart or Randy Rhoads, because those were the two polar opposites that, if you had them back, would likely have continued to make great music. Jim Morrison, if you had him back, he would have OD'd later. You get these people back.
Even in
Who
a,
would
even in a,
who
even in a, even no, 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 even in a time loop continuum, it doesn't matter how many extra years you get him. Jim Morrison is still gonna OD. Is that what you're trying to say?
Pretty much, yeah, yeah, I think so. You look at Rhodes and when he died, and even to some degree, Dimebag Darrell were
Uh-huh.
still doing their best work when they died, and it'd be
Okay.
interesting to see what would happen. A Dimebag was another one. He was shot. He didn't OD with a bottle in his hand or anything. He was
Uh-huh.
shot.
Well, that leads me into my next question, Sam. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, I watched Get On Up, the James Brown story. If you could see a biopic on any artist that, to your knowledge, hasn't been made already, what artist would you like to see like a biopic film of?
Cab Calloway.
Cab Calloway?
He lived
Tell people
like
who it is and tell people who it is and why you choose that.
he lived to his late 90s. He was a swing composer, musician, singer, band leader, dancer, and comedian. And he would write songs about, like, everyone knows Minnie the Moocher, but Reefer Man and all these crazy, insane swing songs. And he lived, like I said, to be in his late 90s. He was still playing shows in the 90s, I believe.
Did he
Just
have any like controversy in his life? Was he an alcoholic, or did he beat his wife, or anything
I
like
don't
that?
know. See, that's why I'd like to see, but I'm not really sure. But I think his life would be incredibly interesting,
This is before his
mind-blowingly
lifetime,
interesting.
90 years old too, huh?
I think he lived something like that. Yeah, he would have had a very interesting life. I would like to see what his life was like. Also,
If a Michael Jackson biopic was made, oh, you had one more, Sam?
Wendy O. Williams, the singer of the Plasmatics, who shot herself. That wouldn't probably be as entertaining as Cabs, but it would be. very thought-provoking. She was incredibly right and incredibly wrong about a number of things, but she probably had a life that would be interesting to see on film.
If a Michael Jackson biopic were to be made today, who would you like to see write and direct, or who would you like to see be a part of making that? And if I mean, a lot of people are concerned when Oliver Stone wants to do a biopic.
I hate Oliver Stone. His fictional documentaries. I hate his movies. Hate him. Michael Jackson's. Who directed the movie La Bamba back in the day?
I was going to say Quincy Jones maybe be a part of it. He's getting kind of old.
I could see that.
Who made La Bamba?
It was one of the most well put together musical movies. Not overly hyped, not overly polished, just a very well written, well produced movie. Whoever did that.
I have a feeling that movie was so long ago that I don't know if the director is like still working, right?
Quincy Jones is still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive. He's
Blue
getting up
Diamond
there.
Phillips still does stuff, so I mean, it should be okay.
La Bamba was directed by Luis Valdez.
Look him up. Is he still around? Look him up.
That's what I'm doing. D-Lake's screen share. Luis Valdez. He was born in 1940. So, Sam, you want to do the math on that for me real quick? I think he's still alive. Acknowledged as the founder of modern Chicano theater and film, Luis Valdez was born to a migrant farm workers, Francisco and Armida Valdez, and spent his early life traveling with the family, working in the fields. He eventually found himself at San Jose State College, where his play, The Shrunken Head of Pancho Villa, was staged in 1964. See full bio. I think we should make a biopic about this guy.
Interesting side note, my dad's side of the family was related to Pancho Villa, but go ahead.
Oh, interesting. The work... He later joined the United Farm Workers and staged improvisational theater with the help of union actors to further their causes. This work led to the formation of his El Teatro Campesino, which produced most of Valdez's early plays in both the U.S. and Europe. His account of racism in 1940's Los Angeles Zoot Suit movie from 1981 was released in 1982 to less than critical acclaim. Valdez continued to write and direct throughout the period. His film La Bamba, 1987, the tragic story of Richie Valens, proved wildly successful and launched the screen careers of Lou Diamond Phillips and Isai Morales. He continues to travel extensively while remaining true to his Chicano theatrical roots.
Yes, so he can do it. He is available.
You want the Chicano perspective on Michael Jackson?
I'll tell you why I want him. No, I'll tell you why. Because especially if he could direct it with somebody who was really rooted in the time period. Let me hear me out on why I picked Valdez here. 2 reasons. First of all, he was making movies in the 80s when Michael Jackson was at the height of his career, and he was making movies about the La Bamba time period, which was when Michael Jackson was coming up. So for those 2 reasons, he was huge during the 2 biggest part of Michael Jackson's life. I think he would do an excellent adaptation because he's already shown that he can encapsulate both genres, both time periods. And you need somebody that can capture those 2 time periods to make that movie right.
And would you like to see a young Michael Jackson, a beat-it thriller Michael Jackson, a transformation into black and white? And
a Forrest Gump Michael Jackson all the way through his life.
All the way through.
Yeah.
Any idea on an actor that could pull that off, you think?
I know. I'll tell you what. As an old man, I think
these are things that are being talked about right now. I'm sure you.
I'll throw this out there. As an old, let's say as he was before he died. Like if it starts with him looking back on his life. Now, please don't think about anything this actor's been in. Think about how much of a chameleon this man is. The drug-addled, before he died, Michael Jackson should be played by Eddie Murphy.
Eddie?
Think about how Eddie could transform himself into a very sick Michael Jackson, but you only get to see Eddie looking back on his life. He's not the main Michael Jackson. He's the use the Titanic. You know how they kept cutting to the old lady, but it was played by Kate Winslet? The old lady of Michael Jackson, the Michael Jackson of the age before he died. Let's say he was looking back on his life.
Yeah, but
Eddie
that's like
Murphy.
the Neverland Ranch, kind of sickly-looking Pinocchio nose, or like weird fucking.
He played a
Sissy
white
Spacek
woman, D-Lake. He can
look like
do it.
Sissy Spacek.
He played a white woman. D-Lake can. He
I
can
think
do
Sissy Spacek might be a good choice. Sissy Spacek could play old Michael Jackson,
it.
and then we cast some young up-and-coming black gentleman to play young Michael Jackson.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want the main Michael Jackson role to be a really famous man. That's going to be a bad idea.
But the flashback into time, Michael Jackson could be someone famous.
Eddie Murphy, Eddie freaking Murphy. Give it to the best black actor we have that can pull this off and let him do it right.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Murphy's like I said, the Don Rickles.
Whoa! You're saying Eddie Murphy is the best black actor?
Impersonator. I think there's been
What about Jamie Foxx? He's trying to be that.
He comes off to me. Jamie Foxx comes off to me like Mike Adams does. They're funny, but they're not convincing. The three best that have ever lived were probably Peter Sellers, Don Rickles, and Eddie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
They could just become anyone.
Eddie Murphy back in the day, he was Elvis. He was Mr. T. He was.
Eddie Murphy probably is. He's got even more characters than Sellers. Eddie Murphy is just the best impersonator of our time, easily.
You could put him into a fat suit. He could be Bowfinger with dentures. He could be.
If he wanted to play a fat woman that was dying of cancer, he could do it. The man could do anything. He likes to be funny, but he could do anything. The man is just wicked.
Oh, Eddie. All right, I love Eddie Murphy too, Sam. I actually think that
oh
might
shit,
work,
dude, I gotta go. I'm looking at a house. I'm looking at the time. I gotta get out of here.
Okay, yeah, we mentioned that we only had you for a limited time today, Sam. Thank you for joining me today and hanging around for a special.
I wasn't even paying any attention.
What are Sam's
Very sorry to everyone that I have to leave so quickly. Yes.
Fine. Tell everyone where they can find you.
You can go to Kickstarter.com. We've got 5 days left to donate to Passing Time for our marketing deal. Help us make it happen. You can find me at youtube.com/thecorrectviews and thecorrectviews@hotmail.com. We have proudly left Facebook. We are not going back. You can find The Correct Views on Tumblr. D-Lake, I loved your stickers, and I'm so behind. I have to go. See you, everyone.
All right, Sam, there he goes. All right, great. Thank you, everyone, for watching today and joining us. You know, we're busy people. Kyle didn't make it in today. Don't know what happened there, but, you know, we stay busy. We got places to go. We got people to see. I'm D-Lake for Prez, reporting for themediaspeaks.com. I think we did a good job today covering Hillary wipes her server clean, the military operation Jade Helm coming to your southwest states this summer for 8 weeks. If you see any suspicious activity, some jarheads loading crates of TNT into U-Haul trucks or anything shady like that, please report it to your local authorities. Bo Bergdahl, charged as a deserter, still has to go through I don't know exactly what you call that case, court-martial proceedings, something of that nature, and I'm sure military gentlemen are much more informed about that than I am. Please leave your comments below. We also got into some awesome and amazing entertainment today, discussing some of Sam's favorites. I mean, who do you think should direct the Michael Jackson biopic? How do you feel about the new Star Wars The Force Awakens and also Star Wars, the first spinoff, Rogue One? Do you think we'll see Boba Fett, IG-88, Walrus Man, Hammerhead, or Bosk? Do you think we'll see those characters? Do you think we'll see the formation of the first X-Wing fighter team, the Rogues? And do you think that they will acquire the plans to the Death Star? Do you think that that's the route they're going to go? Are you familiar with the term canon? Star Wars canon. All the movies are canon. Some, after a certain point in time, Disney said everything now is canon. But there were books and video games and other side stuff that got wiped from the quote-unquote official canon. So that's Chewbacca getting killed by a moon hitting him. That's not canon. Okay, Chewbacca is still alive in the Disney Star Wars universe. Okay, so look forward to more Chewbacca. You can do your best Chewbacca yell right now. That'd be great. I can't really do it, but I'm sure you can. Anyways, what else did we discuss at the end there? A lot of good music and movies, and you can count on us to do that. And what also leave in the comments what is your number one animated movie of all times? And check out AMC Movie Talks, you know, the tournament that they got going on right now, the animation tournament on AMC Movie Talk on YouTube. And you can go vote on what you think is the best. I think the winner is going to be Toy Story 3. Calling it right now. Or Lion King. One of those two. Anyways, thanks again for joining us, and everyone have a great day. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.